Well, sometimes we take for granted that there will be plenty of people around who know a lot about any given sport when officials are needed. On this week's installment of his official business series, Jay Wilcox profiles a guy who is in demand for his knowledge of a fast-growing sport.
This week on Official Business, we feature a sport that's really taken off in Minnesota in the last decade, and an official who's happy to be part of it.
Reset, you're close to a delay game, penalty there, 29.
Harold Buck of New Hope, a Pennsylvania native, grew up playing lacrosse and now wears the stripes to keep order on Minnesota fields.
In 1998, there was an article in the paper about this new sport of lacrosse. They said if you were interested, contact Mark Helenak. And I called him up and I said, hey, I played in Pennsylvania growing up. And he said, why don't you become an official? And I said, I'll give it a shot. And this is my 17th year now. Loose, hold, red ball.
Buck is both an official and a scheduler and trainer of officials. He gets enjoyment out of each.
I like both a lot. There is a lot of mentoring that goes on. So even though we do have classroom training and on-field training before people get on the field, we're all still learning. I always tell people that every game you should walk away with at least a couple things that you've learned. And that even goes for the guys like me that have been working for a long time. Coach 37's getting close to a slash and a hold.
Working a sport that's still relatively new in our state, Harold and many lacrosse officials are quick to explain their calls to help educate players.
Absolutely. Game management is a really important part of officiating. And if the players and coaches understand what you're calling and why, it makes it a lot easier on everyone. Easy, easy. We constantly have to adjust the way we're calling the game to the level of play, both in terms of different age groups and different skill levels.
Now, to current high school players, lacrosse may not seem that new anymore. Most of the parents haven't grown up with it, though, and the rules still draw some questions for Harold Buck and his cohorts.
There are some really interesting comments from the sidelines. I think my favorite is when the goalie makes a save and throws it the length of the field and one of the parents yells, "That's icing!"
You've actually heard that?
More than once.
For Official Business, Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
Reset!
Buck says they are always looking for more officials and will train anyone, even if they don't have a background in lacrosse. Contact the Upper Midwest Lacrosse Association at umloa.org if you are interested. I think it would help, though, if you had a background, probably, if you're going to be an official.
No icing.
Yeah, no icing.
Know the rule.
Right.
Thanks, Jay.